Good morning. Well, the next step is I'm going to be doing is removing those tiles, the support tiles, I guess you want to call them, that are on the floor, and that's the ones that I fell through last week. Well, not fell, sunk through. And anyways, I got to get them up. But what I want to do is I want to be able to break them upstairs into pieces and put them down the chute. So I want to start at the doorway and basically work my way towards the window. So in order to stand where the window is, which is where I fell through the ground, I have to get these OSBs out from all this mess, because I didn't think I'd be using them, but these sheets of OSB, and then put them down on the floor and be able to stand on them. Anyways, let's get this junk out of here. Well, next on the list of things to do is I've got to get these pipes up. I've got to cut them off and try to remove them so I get rid of the tripping hazard, first of all, because you know that'll happen. And then I'm going to try to sweep up and scrape up all of this sand and the small bits of rubble and stuff like that and get it down the chute. And then that'll allow me to slowly work on this little section here. And I'm going to try to remove up these support tiles, smash them up on the other side over there, and then get a big enough area where I can put down the OSB. And then I have a stable base to work off of. Then I'll do the rest of it, bring the tiles over, smash them up, put them down the chute. So I'm going to just use a couple pieces of wood, span the tiles across the wood, and when I hit the center, hopefully they'll smash, kind of like a Karate Kid chop. We'll see. Anyways, let's get onto it, get working. Yeah, so after having my lunch, I'm sitting here going, I've only gotten this little section done, and half of it had already fallen in. So I'm finding smashing these all up so that they don't rip the chute is taking a lot longer than I expected. Now these lower tiles, because they're clay, as opposed to the black ones that were on top, which are kind of more of a concrete, they're much lighter. So what I'm thinking is that I take them up in one piece, and because I can probably go up and down, well, it'll be a lot, but over the next rest of today and probably tomorrow, even if I go up and down 30 times, it's probably a lot quicker than chiseling this or smashing this all up and putting it down the chute, bagging it, putting it in the trailer, etc. Whereas I can just kind of walk down and put it directly into the trailer. I think the chute was a really good idea for the sand and all the walls because there's so many bits, but because I can take these up almost in like perfect size tiles, I think it makes more sense. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to try making a pathway to the door that I can put this down on and work from that, and then work across, and then bring in another OSB board and be able to work out the door with this stuff. So let's try that and give it a go. Maybe it takes longer, but sometimes you got to rethink what you're doing because it just feels like I'm wasting a lot of time smashing it up. So anyways, let's give it a go. So I guess that's about half of it I've got up. What I'm finding is the best solution so far is to try to take it up in one piece, and then I take them down and stack them in the trailer. And if they don't come up easily, which I found is the issue, they tend to break, then I just continue smashing and then I put them down the chute. So it's a bit of a hybrid of walking them down the stairs because they're easy to carry. You know, carry about 5 or 6 at a time. Just kind of go up and down slowly so I don't hurt my back or anything like that, and then just ship it out the window. So it's working. There's a little section under there where this whole cupboard sort of thing is kind of resting on. There's no support under it. I'm going to reinforce that in a bit. I've noticed a little bit of cracking of the door, very small fine lines. Nothing on this wall, so I'm not going to bother touching any more of this wall. I'm going to leave that little lip there because I don't need to take it out at this point anyways. So anyways, I'm just going to continue with this. And yeah, and I was going to say, it was kind of interesting. I found a little tile over here that's got a little footprint in it from, I guess, a dog or something, which is kind of cool. So anyways, it's fun to see all the history. I guess these are your old original ones. Shame to remove them, but you know, they just won't work in a bathroom. So anyways, let's continue. Let's get rid of the rest of this. Well, that does it for getting rid of most of the tiles. I'm leaving a little bit over there in the cupboard beneath it because I don't really need them out to do electrical and AC and stuff like that. And I think that's going to be a bigger job to re-support it. I'm going to put a little bit of wood under it to make sure that that cupboard doesn't sink. But yeah, it's good enough for now. Everything else is out of here for the most part. One I'm going to be, and actually it's interesting because what I've got to do next is I've got to remove these pipes. So there's all these drain pipes that go into, you can see them in the ceiling in the master bedroom or ensuite. So I'm going to cut them all off and try to plug them up with the holes up with some insulation because it gets so cold up here in the winter. And then what else have I got to do? I'm going to go around and by hand, get a little bucket, and I'm going to pick up all the stones as much as I can and then dump it out the window and then go around and pick up more, all these chips and things and bits and pieces. And then I'm going to go around and vacuum it. Interestingly, over here on this corner, it looks like a lot of nesting material. I don't know if we had rats or something or mice, but it looks like little seeds or something. I don't know, pine needles. I don't know what they are, but there's a lot of them. So yeah, something was living in here at some point. I also noticed in the back corner over here where the neighbors are, there's this copper pipe sticking out, which I had cut, and I just see at the other end that this used to feed them water as well. So it's been cut on their end. So there's a hole on their side that I've just pulled this through. So yeah, might be why it's such a big hole over there and why we can hear them sometimes. I bet you if I patch that up, we'll hear a lot less of the neighbors. Anyways, that's the plan. Next up is I'm going to do these, hand pick up all these bits and pieces as much as I can, things that won't fit in the vacuum. And then I'll run the vacuum around and try to suck up all the sand and all these seed things or whatever it is and whatever left over and try to get it clean. And then I'm good to go and we're done with this room for now until I come back to actually do it and restructure the floor and plaster and make a bathroom out of it. But for now, it'll do once I get it cleaned up to run cables under the under the floor and AC pipes and that sort of thing. So let's get to cleaning up. People might think I'm a bit crazy for cleaning this all up, but, and you know, it's obviously not perfect. I'm not going to eat off it, but I think just getting rid of the debris and all that and letting the wood slats and stuff like that breathe maybe will help prevent some of the bugs, which we have obviously had issues with here. Yeah, and I also want to insulate the bathroom at least so there's not as much noise in case you're making, you know, noises. We don't want to hear that down in the bathroom if you're our guests. So yeah, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop off all these plastic pipes. There's a big one there I'm going to try to pull up, which was the toilet stack or the toilet one. There's one here for the bathtub. There's another one there, I think, for the shower, which I'm going to leave. These two here are for the sinks. And there was one back over here for the bidet. See what I can do. I'm just chop it off for there for now. At least I know that's as much as I can get out. And then I will start yanking on it from underneath. So let's give that a go. Just gonna use a multi-tool to slice it. Let's try this one over here first. The toilet thing. There we go. Obviously be repairing down there. Now let's cut some of these off. Well, there we go. We've got all the pipes off. I've got it all nice and clean, and that's pretty much the end of this project. Next on the list, I have to start cutting holes in the hallways so that I can run the air conditioning pipes, the drain pipes for the air conditioning, the condenser pipes, and then all the electrics. So that'll be my next thing. How far I'm going to get in the next week or two before Christmas, I'm not sure, but might as well give it a go and see how far we can get. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.